What up, you guys? I hope y'all are having a very blessed day thus far. But I want to share a word with you guys that I've been sitting on for a little bit. Just because I've just been sitting on it and haven't really, just haven't really been, I don't know. I don't know why I just been sitting on it. But anyways, I'm going to be talking about 3 Israelites, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So this will be coming from the book of Daniel. So basically, King Nebuchadnezzar, he was the king of Babylon, and he wanted to have some noble folks serve in his palace. And so Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was chosen from his the chief of his court officials. And King Nebuchadnezzar had the demands that they had to be fast learners, they had to be handsome and well informed, to be chosen to serve in the palace. So, I mean, it was a few others that were chosen by his chief court officials, but I'm just going to be solely talking about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So basically, King Nebuchadnezzar, he had a golden image built of himself for the people of Babylon to worship. So when he had it built, it was said that, when you hear this particular sound, these musical instruments play or whatever, this music, you bow down to this image of King Nebuchadnezzar. And so everybody did, except for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And so they were brought to the king, and the king threatened them, hey, if you don't bow down, you're going to be thrown into this furnace. So I'm going to read to you Daniel 3:17 through 18 verbatim what they said. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. That's coming from the NIV version. I mean, how much confidence these 3 boys had. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, I'm grateful that I wasn't born in that time, because I ain't gonna lie. How many of us would have bowed down to our image just so we wouldn't have to die? Because a lot of, all of us, we cling on to life. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to die before our time or whatever. Like, I just thank God I was born in the time that I was born in, where I can express my religious beliefs freely. Because I don't know, you threaten to burn me and throw me into a furnace. I don't know about that. No, but seriously, they had this grandiose amount of faith in God. I mean, their trust in him was just unbelievable. So they didn't bow down. So this made the king very upset. He was hot. He was hot. So what he do? Not only did he order them to be thrown into the furnace, he ordered for the furnace to be turned up 7 times hotter than normal. 7 times hotter than normal. I guess that kind of expressed how furious he was with them. So his soldiers, whatever you want to call them, his soldiers took them, and they were approaching the furnace. It was so hot that his soldiers got burned and killed. And what's that scripture that we all know? Psalms 105, I believe 15. Touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. Baby, let me tell you, he means that when he says it. Do you understand? Okay? They were burned and killed. But that did not stop them from being thrown into the furnace. They were thrown. But when King Nebuchadnezzar looked and seen there was a 4th man walking in the midst of the fire with him, he was like, I know goddamn well I ain't throw 4 people in that fire. I know it was just 3. But he seen that they weren't burning. They were literally in the same condition before they were thrown in. How they went in is the same way they came out, but stronger. King Nebuchadnezzar ordered them to come out of the fire, and what he noticed was unbelievable. Hair wasn't burned. Skin wasn't scorched. They robes was still looking so fresh and so clean, clean. They did not look like what they had gone through. And what is another saying that we always like to say? Thank God we don't look like what we've been through. Thank God we don't look like what we've been through. I'm sorry, that's my daughter, so let me hurry up. So then it made a believer out of the king and also out of the people of Babylon that there was a higher being that was in control. So then afterwards, King Nebuchadnezzar said, and I'm gonna read it, around the 29th chapter, if anyone says anything against their God, they will be cut into pieces, and houses will be turned to rubble, because no God can do what I just witnessed this one do. And I made a post on Facebook that stated, sometimes you have to go through the fire for God to get the glory. This is where that came from. Your freedom is after you have gone through the fire. Your promotion is after you have gone through the fire. Sometimes you're going to have to take a little heat. Sometimes you have to take a little heat for God to get the glory. You never know what you have gone through could bless somebody else, could minister to somebody else, can help somebody else, while God getting all the glory. Because he is the only person that can bring you through out of what you're in. He saved those 3 boys because of the amount of faith they had in him, because of the amount of trust that they have in him. All you have to do is trust in him, and he can save you and deliver you out of any situation that you are going through. But you got to go through something. You're going to have it comes with life. You are going to have to go through something, but keep your faith. Pray to God to take off of your natural lenses and put on your spiritual lenses. And once that happens, you'll realize that things come easier. You realize that things come easier once you start looking at things through the spiritual eye. And that's all I wanted to say, y'all. I had to go get my daughter because she was doing the absolute most. But I hope, get your hair out the way, girl. But I hope that you were able to take something from this word, because it really spoke to me. Sometimes you have to go through the fire for God to get the glory.